Party is opposing this bill. Thank you.
I recognise the Honourable Member Mike Sabin. Tanakwa.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. A short call, but pleased to take a call on this third reading of this very, very important bill for all New Zealanders. The overarching aim of this bill, Mr Speaker, is of course to ensure that New Zealand has the most efficient dairy industry that we possibly can. Dairy was passed some 10 years ago, an innovative and quite unique approach for this country and indeed globally, Mr Speaker, that maximises our trade opportunities out there in the big wide economy, and also provides the opportunities and competitive balance that is required domestically. It has provided a tremendous platform, and we can see that by the level of growth in Fonterra, and it is now recognised as earning this country twice what the nearest sector behind it does. And I very much want to commend the farmers and Fonterra for the passion and the work that they do for themselves and this nation. It's very important. This bill introduces, Mr Speaker, a new regime related to Fonterra's milk price setting and, of course, the proposed capital restructure that we have been discussing today as TAF. Interestingly enough, earlier this year I met with a number of farmers as the policy proposal rolled forward, and it would be fair to say that about 90% of them raised significant issues with the following matters, and that was around square curving and the ability for competitors to take milk at a time and a price that suited them, the virtual processes and a little bit of smoke and mirrors that has evolved in the 10 or so years since Fonterra was created, and the ability for competing companies to take their 50 million litres of milk ad infinitum. All these matters are being addressed as a course of this, as part of this legislation, Mr Speaker, and I'm very happy to say that after many conversations and meetings with farmers, that they are very much satisfied with the direction that this party and this government is taking. I will also say that the issue of TAF actually was very much a background issue and continued to be, certainly in my electorate, Mr Speaker. Just very briefly on the farm gate milk price, in essence what we have is a situation where this bill will provide a greater level of transparency, and a regulatory agency will release a report to add value to this transparency. And I think this is not only in the interests of Fonterra but also all New Zealanders and competitors, and it is about having the appropriate balance. Trading amongst farmers, Mr Speaker, I only have one comment to make on this, and that is that this bill enables it, it doesn't impose it. The member, Stefan Browning, said that Fonterra doesn't have a mandate after the 66% vote returned, Mr Speaker, because he believes that not enough people voted. I'm not sure how he worked that out. Perhaps he has a crystal ball he could share with other members in the House. He also thinks that because it's not a one farmer, one vote system, that it's patently unfair. I'd like to point out to that member that in actual fact Fonterra set the terms of its vote. Fonterra certainly advertised and made very much aware that the vote was going on, and Fonterra shareholders participated in that vote, and by anyone's count that is a mandate. And I would suggest, Mr Speaker, that the contribution of Mr Browning, that Green member, is about as much use as teats on a bull to this House. And, Mr Speaker, for that reason I'm very pleased to support this bill and commend it to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will please say aye. Aye. The contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote's been called. The clerk will please conduct a party vote. Thank you.
New Zealand National.
59 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
34 votes opposed.
Green Party.
14 votes opposed.
New Zealand First.
8 votes opposed.
Māori Party.
3 votes in favour.
Mana.
Opposed.
Act New Zealand.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable members, the ayes are 64, the noes are 57. The motion is agreed to.
Dairy Industry Restructuring Amendment Bill, third reading.